All right, all right, all right. Welcome to Goof On, everybody. I'm your host, Rich Giordano. It is Wednesday? Wednesday, March 3rd, March 13th, 2024. How's everybody doing? Glad you could be here. Today is the 27-year anniversary of the Phoenix Lights. 27 years. Wow. That's a long time already. I remember when it happened. I was crazy. How old was I when that happened? Well, I was 68, 78, 88, 29. 29, 39, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 20. Yeah, 27 years. That background should change in any second. Been waiting for it, but it doesn't matter. Tonight, what have we learned about the Peruvian alien, quotes, mummies, quotes? What have we learned from the two new Mummies? Yeah, that's what I thought. Nothing. What did we learn? Bupkis. 3, 2, 1. Background. Come on. We learned nothing. We're going to talk about it tonight. I want to hear what you guys have to say. So I'm inviting you, the listener, the viewer, the fan, the observer, to come on. Come on. Tell me what you think. I want to know. Do you think they're fake? Do y'all? And I'll quote Jaime. I'll paraquote. Paraphrase, quote, paraquote. Look, you think I would put 50 years of my reputation on the line for this? For this? Hey, Rish. What's up, Jaime? I wouldn't do it for nobody, my friend. I know, Jaime. So you're saying these beings are not human? See. Are they from another planet? See. How do you know? See. Okay. All right. From the ocean? No. From the sea? No. I'm confused. See, that's what they wanted. They got us confused. Now I'm confused. Jaime put his reputation, and how about this? How about this? I love it. He did it again. God love Jaime. Nobody could fake this. Nobody. In the past, in 2012, when he had the other aliens that were standing up next to the fences and like somebody's yard. Remember that? And the alien was covering himself from the infrared light. And no. And Jaime said, this is not a mummy. It's not a dummy. It's too expensive. Nobody can afford to make a dummy like this. Nobody can afford it, he said. The last time. Yeah, maybe not in Mexico. Maybe nobody can afford to make a doomy in Mexico. And now he says nobody can fake this. Just can't. Impossible. It cannot be done, Rish. You know what, guys? He's right. They're real. They're real. Whatever they are there. He's not lying. They're really there. See the loophole? There's so many loopholes that these grifters play. It really is amazing to me to watch it firsthand. We're all firsthand watchers. So maybe sometime, if we ever get captured, like if there was a World War III and the alien secret was, the main objective of all of our adversaries, that's why there's a war. We don't know it. Nobody told us. It's all about aliens. And they're going to come to me, you, and anybody else who has knowledge about what's going on. They're going to say, what do you know? Nothing. Will you be a whistleblower? I know nothing. Or will you tell them you know? If you knew, what would you do? You've got a Glock 9mm pointing at your head. What are you gonna do? What will you do? I'm still waiting for this background, so I'm gonna do a little roll call without putting your names up on the screens tonight. So I want to welcome to the show. Oh, my chat room has got everything. Here we go. Let me see if this works now. Josie, UK, welcome to the show. Brookers, welcome to the show. Moonlick, welcome to the show. Samo, Goofonian Rockstar, welcome to the show. Where's Marcel? Marcel mad? Is he mad at me? Did I do something? Was he here earlier? Did he quit? What happened? Tom, welcome to the show. Glenn Collins, welcome to the show. SL, welcome to the show. Jeanette, welcome to the show. Sean, welcome to the show. Moonlick, welcome to the show. Sky Allen, welcome to the show. The AJB is here. Alfie Joe Bob, welcome to this show. Metalhead, welcome to the show. I tried putting you up on the screen like a schmohawk. Beats and Tapes, welcome to the show. It's still not taking the background in. That is so bizarre. David Wilcox, not Wilcox, welcome to the show. Moody Mongol, everybody. Heine Musan taught us one good lesson with yesterday's live stream. Mausan TV can't do audio. Ain't that true? That was terrible. And it wasn't even our fault. It was awful. Oh, it was the government. No, it wasn't. That's a Jaime Maussan presentation. There's always a cape. I don't know. There's always some tomfoolery going on. From what I hear and what I saw out of the two events I was at. Parham, welcome to the show. I tried clicking, it didn't work. Paula Faust, welcome to the show. Thor Pank, welcome to the show. Kelly Lewis, I don't know where you went. Sputnik 57, welcome to the show. Mike Denmark, welcome to the show. Ben, the Yorkshire Goofonian. Blitzkrieg, ow, everybody. Blitzkrieg, ow. Does Rich drink? But I don't drink alcohol, so no. I think I'm allergic to alcohol. Stepping Out, welcome to the show. Turbo Propello, cool name. Welcome to the show. Ozzy Tiger, what's up? Truthology for ufology is true, my friend. I can't believe the background's still not popping in. Well, if I didn't say your name tonight, doesn't mean I don't love you. It means we got a lot of show to do. And don't forget to subscribe to Goofon. I want 15,000 subs by June 21st. I know you guys can't do it because you're already subbed. But I just put it up there to make, to have the universe see it and the algorithm know it. So let's get rid of that. Unpin, remove. Next, we have only 54 votes. I'm not ending that until we have 150. Do you believe the alien mummies shown on March 12th, which was yesterday, are aliens from another world? 28 so far % said no. Yes. 72% said no, no. That's what I thought. I thought it would be 80-20, but we'll see how it ends up. Still waiting for that background picture to get accepted, and it's not. That is just real thrilling. So before I bring you folks on to speak your mind about what you saw, I want to go over some things in ufology anyway that are still being newsworthy, or people are still talking about stuff. It's amazing to me. Like, it really is. It just boggles the mind what people will believe, what people say, and have no idea what they said impacts so many people on so many different levels. Like Rose Cuckold, for instance, claiming that there's a UFO under that big building that he'll never tell anybody. Now, anybody associated with Rose Cuckold, knowing that story, is going to think, well, that is a crazy story. Can I trust this guy? Like, everybody that is associated with him, it's the same effect people get when they see, let's say, for instance, Dorothy or Jeanette or somebody else will advertise my show, Goof On, and they get hate for it. It's like, what? Why? It's silly. What do you care, right? What do you care what's being said? Who do you care who supports? It is weird. I don't know. I was going to say something else too with that. For some reason, it didn't come out the way I wanted it to. It wasn't as dramatic. I have, Jesus, I was going to play that first. All right. Okay. What have I always said? I did. I said this. I'm going to tell you what I always said. I said, whistleblowers shouldn't be whistleblowers. If you're thinking about becoming a whistleblower in ufology or anything, don't do it. Don't. It's not worth it. Unless you know you're not going to be killed. Yeah. As long as you're not going to be unalived. Okay? Believe it or not, ufology brings a certain type of danger with it. If you really know stuff, you're putting your life in danger. All the things that I captured on video and all the things I've said over the years, I must not have hit a nerve. Because I'm still alive? No, but people did spy on me, try to get into my house. One of those is not a coincidence. Both of them could be, I doubt it. But the timing of the spy couple and the spy guy, and it happens. Now, I don't know who it was, never found out. But they did fit the bill of people that work for the government. Mid-30s, in shape. You know what I mean? All right, screw this background. Let's just keep, I'm going to play this because it has to do with a whistleblower getting, well, unalived. Was it ufology? No. But take a listen. Doesn't matter.
On to the next part here.
Oh, Jesus. I thought this was the short video. This is 10 minutes. Let's just see.
This is about Boeing. I've been wanting to cover this story for quite some time, and then some shocking news broke yesterday. Let's put this up there.
Yeah, it's
on the screen.
A Boeing whistleblower. Here
A Boeing whistleblower was actually found dead here in the United States in what is being claimed is an apparent suicide. John Barnett, he had previously worked for Boeing for 32 years. He retired in 2017, and since then has spent his life being a whistleblower against the Boeing Corporation. In fact, in the days before his death, he was giving evidence in this lawsuit against the company. He was actually found dead.
Yeah, how the company was using substandard parts as replacement parts when they were behind schedule, stuff like that. So he was whistleblowing on the shortcuts that were happening, that put people's lives in danger. Not a bad thing to whistleblow about, right? you know what? You might think about doing it as a good person. The company I worked for 32 years, I knowingly know this, that, and the other, and it put everybody's lives in danger. And this could be the reason for this accident. This could be the reason for this delay. This could be the reason for that. He, well,
in Charleston. The real thing that Mr. Barnett had been whistleblowing about is that he previously worked as a 787 Dreamliner quality manager at the North Charleston plant, and he had specifically told BBC and other outlets that under pressure workers had been deliberately fitting substandard parts to aircraft on the production line, and he also said he had uncovered serious problems with their oxygen systems, meaning that only 1 in 4 breathing masks would not work in an emergency. So soon after then starting work at that South Carolina company, became very concerned, eventually concerned enough to leave and to cooperate with law enforcement.
So he testifies. 2 days later, he's dead. They don't say how, but it was in his car. They found him in his car in the parking lot of Boeing, I believe. When you're talking about billions of dollars, it shouldn't matter. That's the world we live in. Trying to tell us it's health issues. He just died naturally. What a coincidence. I think he was 67. Not old, but, you know. This is what the government, this is what money, this is what power, corruption, this is what happens. People get unalived. And for a lot less than that. Poor guy. Just trying to do the right thing. Yeah, and you know what? He could have died of whatever causes, but I don't think so. Just my opinion as a bystander. Daniel Sheehan is making the news in ufology the last few days, as of course he would. He says, I am taking an extraordinary step of informing the public and the media that I personally know that Dr. Kirkpatrick and his associates at AARO and the DOD are consciously lying when they falsely assert that they have been provided no substantial evidence of the existence of a, secret U.S. government UFO crash retrieval program, because I personally provided to Dr. Kirkpatrick himself under oath the fact that I was granted access to the still classified files of Project Blue Book related to the over 700 cases of UFO sightings that could not be rationalized as any natural phenomenon that had been simply mistakenly misidentified as a UFO. And that, in that capacity, I was shown by official representatives of our U.S. government several official photographs of an active UFO crash retrieval operation. Now, Kirkpatrick, tell me I'm lying, says Daniel Sheehan. Wow. Did he just lay it out there or what? Okay, we get it. We all get it. Kirkpatrick screwed you. Well, that's what you get. And I'm sorry, Sheehan, that happened to you. You don't deserve any of that. And if you do, shame on you. But I don't think you do, so shame on me for saying shame on you. It may have been too soon. But still, the people you hang out with. All right. Guilty by association? And a lawyer. Oh. Next. Listen to this. I won't say a word, except Danny Sheehan, he's prepared to testify before Congress that Sean Kirkpatrick and AARO are liars. Ooh. I think it was transparent, willful, conscious lie. Just like Project Blue Book was, says Sheehan. And you're 100% right. I said it yesterday and the day before that. I think it was a conscious decision by Kirkpatrick to purposely hurt their little feelings. He did it, and I love him for it. You know why? You want to know why? It's what he said, too. What Kirkpatrick said. Did I say Sheehan? I meant Kirkpatrick said. He said, found no evidence of anything leading to aliens or alien life, other planet, blah, blah, blah. He's right. So what if they handed him stories? It's not evidence. What is that called? Conjecture? I got to remember these words. Well, listen to this. Oh, what's that? Oh, hey, man. Catherine Jones, thank you for $15, 15 pound, 15 quid. Thanks for making me laugh so much with your narration yesterday. I don't remember what I said, to be honest. I'll have to rewatch it. I never watch myself, but, well, I'm glad. Yeah. There was a part where I had to narrate because there was no sound. God, I really don't remember what I said, but I'm glad. You see, Catherine, thank you so much for being supportive monetarily like that. And I forgot to mention, if you want to help support GoofOn, all the links are in the show description. Yeah, I know you know. I was talking to Michael from Dark Hour Paranormal about that today. Or was it yesterday? Or I don't remember. Maybe it wasn't you at all, Mike. You can't joke around in ufology or people won't take you seriously. Yeah, it was Michael. Yeah, now I remember. We were talking about other podcasts and how when people do their shows, like, you can tell they don't know if they can joke around in this field. I mean, and if they joke around, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to joke around. Why? It's okay to have fun in this field. See, this field, ufology, has gotten such a bad rap and has such a stigma on it. I act as if there isn't one. Okay? I act as if there is no stigma. And there's no reason I need to watch what I say, can't joke around, can't make voices, can't come up with a funny narrative that really sounds more realistic than what they're supplying to us. It's okay to let your hair down in this field. And people are scared. They just don't know. They don't know. They don't know how to do it. They're afraid. I've seen couples who have shows that are really funny, but they're not in ufology. I wish there were more people that can literally have fun at other people's expense. That's what they're afraid of. They're doing it at other people's expense. And in this day and age, everything's a shame. Fat shaming, hair shaming, race shaming, beepity boppity boop. Doesn't exist in my world. Thank you. That's why we try to have fun here. Because why can't I just be me? Why? Why can't I say what's on my mind to a degree? We're not hurting anybody by having fun. Right? Dorothy gets it. Dorothy gets a lot of crap for supporting me, probably more than anybody I've seen. Thank you for that, Dorothy, for sticking up for me and for truthology, for ufology. Look, no matter how much Dorothy and I disagree, there's one thing we agree on, and that's to not get too personal about it, right? Right? Isn't that the underlying thing? I don't ever get mad at Dorothy, and I hope she doesn't get mad at me. Because we do see things differently and the same, but it's okay. I'm learning how to bend a little bit. I'm getting it. I see other people's point of views better than I ever have. Not that I didn't before. It's just before I was like, yeah, all right, yeah, I get it. And now I'm kind of like, well, why? All right, why? After all these years, why do you support this? Why do you do that? Why do you believe in this? And the answer is the same. What's the harm in it? Who am I hurting by believing we can talk to other beings? Who am I? Why can't I believe in God? I can believe in God. You can do anything you want. That's what's beautiful about America. And if people don't agree with it, don't step over the line. And but Dorothy's more mature than me, most people I've ever seen. She's probably laughing right now. She goes, little does he know. No, I know you have a fun side. But seriously, Dorothy gets it. Even if she doesn't like it, she gets it. And that's all. That's all. I just want to understand. Thank you, Dorothy, for being a continuing supporter and a friend and big sister and all that. Thank you. I mean that. You know, why can't we all just talk? You know, and when I was trying to get Rose Cuckold to come on the show last year, I emailed a very nice email. I DM'd on Twitter at the time. No reply for 3 months. So I sent another one. Equally as nice. Nothing. 2 weeks goes by. Nothing. And then I wrote what I read on air, and I don't remember it, but it was something like, I thought Aussie men were men, and you're no man. You can't even reply to me once, yes or no, about coming on the show. Da 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 da. And then he blocks me. Not even a word. Chicken. Bok, bok, bok. Bok, bok, bok. They don't want to discuss anything. And that's a shame. That's a shame. Yeah, maybe they don't. Look, when I act that way towards somebody, I don't want a relationship with them. Okay? If I do that, I don't care about you anymore. You're going to disrespect me and ignore me and act like a big shot in this field. Oh, God, don't have to talk to you, small time. Why can't people just be nice? I gave the greatest 2 direct messages to Rose Cuckold. They were beautiful. Let's hear what she has to say here. I'm sorry. Yeah, Danny Sheehan and Rose talking about how Danny Sheehan's prepared to testify before Congress that Kirkpatrick and AARO are liars. It doesn't matter. We know it. Look at these little babies. Just babies. We're going to tell the world on you. You lied. No, you lied.
Dr. Kirkpatrick lie when he gave you... Sorry, did Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick lie when he made the assertion that there was no direct first-hand witness evidence provided to AARO of a crash retrieval?
I provided him under oath the exact same information that I've given to you. And the question is whether he was taking some weird position that, well, that was a photograph and it wasn't on site, but I didn't lay my hands on the craft. And I could tell from the way the report was written, it was kind of wiggle language of trying to pretend that somehow they had no direct evidence. But from a court of law, as a 50-year practicing attorney from Harvard Law School, I can tell you that is direct admissible firsthand testimony about the fact that there is direct visual photographic evidence of a crash retrieval program directly being undertaken by government officials. And he knows that it existed.
So, sir, I need to get an express statement from you.
So do something about it. What are you going to do? I know he's going to swear. What is he going to swear before Congress again? And what's going to happen? Nothing. Nothing's going to come of it. Who cares? Who cares? Kirkpatrick lied. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. He screwed you guys. I'd be hurt too. I get it. Okay, so now you want to point it out and you want to make Kirkpatrick pay for what he did? So that's what this is going on now. This is your ufology. That's that side of ufology fighting with each other because one of their boys didn't play ball with them. He lied. Kirkpatrick lied. No doubt about it. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. Hey, guess what? Now they know what it feels like. I don't know why Kirkpatrick did what he did. My thing is, I think he was fed up, right? I think he felt pressure from people who had no power to pressure him into putting stuff into the report. And I think he just gave a nice middle finger. They can put it in next time. That's exactly what he thought. Or he didn't have time. Or whatever. Doesn't matter. Now what do we do? Right? Now they go call him names. Now they're going to swear under oath. I did give him that. Everybody knows I gave him that stuff. He didn't put it in. He didn't put it in. Okay. Okay, calm down. We get it. It's so un-American. It's not fair. Oh, you know it's not fair? The way you lie all the time to the public about, oh, the videos you give us. I'm talking about Corbell. I'm talking about this guy right here, the Aussie there. Sheehan I'm okay with, but it's very hypocritical. Let's finish out because I think Rose Cuckold wants to know something. I'll back it up 5 seconds. He wants to ask him something. Let's see.
Knows that it existed.
So, sir, I need to get an express statement from you.
Yeah.
What is your position about the truthfulness of Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick in the evidence he gave last week to Congress?
I think that it was a transparent, willful, conscious lie.
It was.
Just like Project
Wow.
Blue Book was. Absolutely.
He actually told the truth. You know? Kirkpatrick literally told the truth and lied at the same time, if that's possible. How? Well, there really is no evidence. I mean, there's circumstantial evidence and stuff that says, you know, UFO program and alien technology or off-world this and stuff like that. There is that, okay? It's not that there isn't, but it's not concrete proof. And it's not something that isn't common knowledge among everybody who's in the field. They don't care about these people. They care about it being in there in the report because they wanted it to be in there for the world to see it for some reason. And that's fine, but there's got to be another reason for it. Nothing these guys do is for the greater good of disclosure. I just don't buy it. Maybe Sheehan is still in it because he's got a job to do, and that's to protect people that are yapping. So he's here because they need a lawyer. You know? He's not here because he wants disclosure. Yes, he wants disclosure, but he's not the one orchestrating shit. He's in the thick of it. Like, I wish I could be. Let's continue.
Absolutely. And I know that.
So
too.
you're
I know
accusing, you're accusing an officer of the government. You're accusing somebody who's been statutorily tasked by Congress to prepare a report. You're saying that that particular official, Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, lied categorically to the Congress.
Yes, he did.
Wow.
Great comeback. Whoa. That's investigative journalism at the top end right there. Wow. Sheehan gives him a chance to come back with something wonderful, and all he can say is, wow, with no emotions.
Wow.
Thank you for being you. Thank you for being you.
Lied categorically to the Congress.
Yes, he did.
Wow. I mean, that's a very, very grave allegation. you'd be prepared to testify about that to Congress and to a court?
Sure.
Sure, why not? I got a clip I got to show you. You guys will have your turn to talk. Don't worry about it. I got to do this. There's just so much I have to say. How much are we going to talk about the aliens anyway? Right? What are you going to say? You're going to come on here and you're going to go, hey, Rich, they reminded me of the last aliens. And then I'm going to say, but the 3D and how they, X-rayed it and everything in layers. There was no signs of glue or nails or, putting something together. Yeah, I don't know, Rich, but they're fake. See, that's all we can say. I'm telling you, there's not much to talk about. But I want to hear what you have to say anyway. I'm looking for a clip that has Lou Elizondo's in it. And here it is. I don't know, man. It's just you can see Lou lie. Watch.
If I may, rather, if I called your mother a hooker, how would you? And I'm being honest. I'm not saying that. I'm asking you hypothetically, if I were to call your mother a prostitute, or your partner, or your kid.
Oh my God.
How would you feel about that?
Why would he say that, you're wondering? 5 minutes earlier. This is amazing.
Can you confirm or deny? Have you ever, posted or interacted with UFO Twitter from an account other than the official Elizondo account?
Have you ever used a sock account is what he's asking. Watch Lou's face fill up with blood. He is just, this is beautiful.
Intel guy. I mean,
he goes, I'm an Intel guy. What do you think? Watch.
Interacted with UFO Twitter from an account other than the official Elizondo account?
I'm an Intel guy. I mean,
what was that? He caught me. He put what?
I'm an Intel guy. I mean, I collect
So that's
Intel,
a yes?
man. I mean, it's not a yes or a no, but there's a lot of things that people do to confirm and deny information and to see if
I love the Scarface music in the background.
if something's real and legit.
Frankly, I found that a little disappointing if that account really was yours. But, I do understand.
Well, I don't know. You haven't asked me. And let me ask you this.
Faceless bureaucrat one. or something like that.
Look at how red he got. And he did get real red.
I see that on there right now. That is not me. I'll tell you that.
It was that account was deleted, I think, in November, and someone took it over. So that account that's posting right now definitely isn't you. But
so let me ask you another question,
if
I may, rather. If I called your mother a hooker,
what does that have to do with anything? If I called your mother a hooker, trying to change the, I remember that now. I just remembered that. Lou's weird. That guy's just so dirty. It pains me when I hear Amy in the morning saying, I don't know, I like him. I guess because I met him. And I'm like, well, what do you think? He's going to act like a mean villain in public? Amy, I don't want to talk to you. You're friends with people I don't really like. He's not going to say it. He's going to put his best face on in front of the enemy. Or anyone. We all do it. We all do. So, I always, when people say, have you ever broke bread with them? Anybody I mentioned that I don't like? No. But really what they're saying is, have you ever had a conversation with somebody, and get to know them? Have you ever broke bread with Lou? Nope, don't need to. Do you think Lou knows you, Rich? Yeah. So you don't think if you broke bread with Lou, he'd know more about you? Of course he would, because he might actually talk to me for once instead of hiding and avoiding the conversation that everybody's wondering. Well, in my mind, like, why wouldn't Lou want to confront, not even in a harmful way, but in a professional manner? Why wouldn't he want to talk to us? Right? I think the conversation would go like this. Nice to see you. Nice to meet you. Can't believe you're here. Before we get started, I want to say, it does take a lot of guts for you to come here. You might not think so, maybe because there's only 15,000 people, but hundreds of thousands of people will watch this. So I just want to thank you for the opportunity to pick your brain, because I really don't think you got one. I think that you follow orders and read a script, and that's all. And you can't be you ever. Am I wrong? Were you ever really Lou? Do we know real Lou? No, I don't think we do. You hide, Lou. We want to see the real Lou. Something like that. No, I don't know. It wouldn't be like that. I don't know. It'd be weird, though. It'd be the normal niceties in the beginning. I would actually like to know, like, if he was to come on, I would apologize for saying stuff about his wife. If he came on, I would. But I won't do it. I won't do it now. But if he was to do that, I would exchange an apology for that with him coming on. Because supposedly that's the reason Lou never came on or would come on my show. Because I said Lou flattens his wife during sex, so when they get done, he's got to wring her out like sheets. He didn't like that. Supposedly, according to somebody. You mean to tell me that is all the other things I've said? That's the one that bothers him? That's the one? He just doesn't want to. He thinks I want him on for views and clicks. That's not it at all. I would talk to him privately without anybody. It would be interesting. See, the thing is, Lou's been militarized. And military people think differently. They just do. I know it. I've seen it in my family. I've seen it with friends. They tell me they really do have a brother in. It's like for life. It's supposed to be anyway. I am envious of that. I'm envious of that. I would have always loved to have been a part of something like that. But the government's so damn corrupt now, more than it's ever been. And I don't know if I can support such a system that's so corrupt. It's everywhere. It's everything. It's all about money and power. And we see it being used in every facet of our lives. The government wants to get in everything. You think ufology is tough? Man, that's easy for them to cover up. Super easy. First of all, nobody's breaking in anywhere to get this evidence out to the public. Nobody's breaking anything out. We haven't seen anything, not even fake stuff, that could be deemed real. Pictures of maybe alien bodies in a freezer, or maybe a UFO leaning up against the wall. I just heard something. Oh, it was my phone. I don't know that ringtone. Check your PayPal. PayPal. Nothing there. Hold on. Nothing. Well, anyway, the background just won't go through. That is so bad. I don't get it. I don't understand. I've never had a problem this bad just getting a photograph put up. All right, what else did I want to say before I bring you guys in here in a few minutes? Let me see real quick. We talked about that. That's for later. That's for tomorrow. That's for tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about Amityville horror. Yeah, the sad news, the real truth about Amityville is it's a hoax. And I'm not just saying it because I don't believe it. Hell, I had George and, is it Nancy? I had them in my house when I was 13 years old. It's a good story. But the whole thing is just, well, we'll talk about it tomorrow. And then after that, I even have Friday's show up and ready to go. I don't remember what it's about, though, but it's a good one. It's a good one. What is it? Oh, yeah. The only narrative that matters. There's only one narrative that the government can use. The threat. What other narrative can they use where you would feel you need to give the government money to support future technologies to defend against adversaries we don't understand or know? How do you do that? Well, if let's say you don't use a threat. There are these beings, and so far they're not a threat. Okay. People see them, though. Yeah. And they're coming up right up to the border of where, they shouldn't be. You mean restricted airspace? So they're not going in the restricted airspace. They're near it. Yeah. Okay, so how long has this been going on? 2 years. 2 years. And you need how much money? 50 million. I'm sorry, did you say 5 million? 50 million. 50 million. Yeah. For what? Well, that's the whole thing. We don't know, see? So just give us the money and we'll figure it out, all right? Is it a threat? Huh? Is it a threat? What did you say threat? Is it a threat to the American public? Is it a threat to the American public? Is it a threat to the American public? I don't know. Well, can it be? Could be. I tell you what. I'll give you 25 million in 1 year. And if you can prove to me, without a shadow of a doubt, there's evidence showing that there are aliens or some beings out there that are a threat, then we'll give you the other 25 million. Deal? Well, wait, hold on. But it has to go to AARO. I'm sorry, did you say what? The money, the 25 million has to go to AARO. I'm sorry, did you say AARO? Well, I meant the AARO. Sorry. Oh, okay. All right. All right. We'll see you in a year. Hope you have some evidence of that paranormal stuff. Oh, we will. You'll see. 2 months later, Jeremy Corbell shows us some amazing footage. He says it's going to be, it's a swarm around the Russell. You won't believe it. 15 objects. They were making unbelievable maneuvers. I can't wait for you guys to see this. Play it. Huh. You seeing this? How come there's only 3 objects? How fast are they going? 82 knots and 117 knots, sir. Any maneuvers that we can't understand? No, straight line, sir. How many are there? 15, right? No, sir, there's only 3. You want me to call off the attack? Attack? Yeah, sir. Well, we were told there were 15 of these making maneuvers. We just figured we'd get ready, sir. This was 6 months ago. What are you talking about? Sir, I don't know anything, sir. Corbell said we're shooting at them, and I just assumed. You assumed? Who's Corbell? Sir, he's your nephew. Oh. And that's how the ball bounces. That's where Jeremy Corbell's getting his stuff from. See? See how that went up as soon as the truth came out? Jeremy Corbell has a family member that's military giving him this stuff. I'm making it up. It's a joke. No, he's not. I don't know. I see nothing. All right, I'm going to drop the link because it's time to stink this place up. I'm going to give you guys an hour to talk your little butts off tonight. Okay? All right, let's stop this. We're at 100 votes. You guys can't even get to 145, 150. Unbelievable. I'm going to let this roll for another. Don't forget to vote another 30 minutes. 70-30. No to yes. Do you believe alien mummies shown March 12th are aliens from another world? From another world. From another world. Okay, here it is. Join the show with the pinned link. Arrow, space, control, shift, V, enter, pin. Oh no, I'm calling myself into the show by accident. Pin message. There it is. It's pinned. If you want to join the show, you're more than welcome to shoot the breeze. Say whatever you want. I want to talk about the Mummies or Kirkpatrick. I'll be honest with you. Anything you want almost. But let's keep it topical tonight. Okay? Moonlicht. Hold on a second. Oh, yeah, I remember this. Wait. When did you send this? At 9 after 7? I don't remember seeing this. That is bizarre, Moonlicht. I'm sorry. I didn't know that was up first. It didn't show. Will Carr's coming on in a second. Rich Goof on the Traveler outshine the Phoenix Lights. Praise the Mummies Most High. Rich Goof on the Traveler outshined the Phoenix Lights. Praise the Mummies Most High. All right. I don't know what that means. But it sounds like we're outshining the Phoenix Lights tonight. Moonlicht's joining in. Thank you, Moonlicht, for the 666. Bring on everybody, shall we? Thanks, Moonlight. You are a continuing supporter of the Goof On. And Dorothy. Ready? I'm bringing you guys on. Now, when I do, make sure you control those microphones when you're not speaking. And try not to talk longer than a minute. In 3, 2, I'm going to go Wilcar, Moonlight, Dorothy. Ready? Go. Wilcar, Moonlight, Dorothy, welcome to Goof On this evening, everybody.
Howdy.
How are ya? I can't hear Dorothy. Are you there?
I'm here.
How you doing, doll?
Hey, I'm okay. How you doing?
Oh, you know. Well, hey, Will, you're up first.
Am I up first? Oh, shit, eh?
What's up, my man?
Oh, so much.
Winning.
Rick. So much. Warning. That's right. Warning.
No. Winning.
Oh, winning. Oh.
Hey, so what do you want? You want mummies?
Actually, I want to talk about the 666 for a second there. How you passed out and died. What does 666 represent to you? My daughter was born, or not born. Her weigh-in was 6 pounds, 6 ounces, 6 grams.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That's scary. Yeah.
She is the devil. But yeah, the mummies. No.
How old is she?
Dan,
2?
she's 14. She's the devil.
Oh, well, now I understand. Yeah.
Yeah, Lucifer. That's what I call her. But no, like so.
Lucy.
Yeah.
The mummies, Rich. The mummies. People won't like
Hey,
me.
possum.
I'm doing my own channel. I got to. I have these. I do. Well, I love talking, right? And not many do it. And I don't really want to go anywhere else besides Goof On to talk about it. But with that said, they are real, and we're going to see more of them. So if you don't like them, well, I'm sorry. There's going to be more.
When you say real, are they real or are they real aliens?
Not Jaime's real. I'm talking about the real deal. I believe they are the real deal, and they're showing us, and we're not accepting it right now because they do kind of look lame. But this is where I believe the people that don't believe are going to get burned in the long run because they're going to turn. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Throw the fish in the water. Yep. Yep. Why not?
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
it's all right.
Can I? You know why it's hard to believe? Because they don't look good.
That's
man. They
it.
look like toys.
You can't present something that has been mummified, what they call it, that make it look good. You just can't, because they don't have nothing living. There's probably the only aliens we have to be dead because they can't be exposed to our atmosphere. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
Right? We don't know. We don't know. But what I
Really
do know
don't.
is the visions I get and my predictions I'm foreseeing are coming true. And I just hope that not all of it does, because I feel we are opening up a can of worms.
Hey man, we need to get you on my show. I don't think I've ever had you on, right? Just one. I mean, just once. I think.
No, I
right?
guess not. No,
not like a one-on-one.
Never one-on-one. No, I've done it on Alien Addict back in like years and years ago.
Yeah, I want to have you on.
Yeah,
let's get you on.
Yeah, I won't get too much into it then. But the gist of it is, they're real, and we're going to see some more.
Okay.
And I just is what I see. And the craft will be next year, and this is our soft drip disclosure.
Hey,
this is what we're getting, right?
Okay. Yeah,
we have to accept it. I feel right.
No. This is way it should be. It's not too fast right now. If they keep doing this every 3 months, that's good.
Right? It's not too quick, but not too slow. Right.
Yeah, do something. Either it be Corbell, him, Dolan, whoever has to come out with something. Keep us going. Keep the flow. Dorothy, I want you now. I think she was next, right? Yeah, isn't that right? Well, Dorothy.
Sure.
Hey, Will, thank you very much. Didn't mean to cut you off, but got to go around the horn here. So, Dorothy, what did you want to talk about? And thank you for coming on.
Well, thanks for having us on the open roundtable discussion. I love this. I'm interested in what Daniel Sheehan had to say on Ross Coulthart's reality check debut show, because of all the times that he's ever told that same story of getting to see the photographs from the original Blue Book files and, doing the tracings and all that. He's told it many times.
Yeah.
It was the very first time I've ever heard him say directly, Kirkpatrick is lying, and I'll swear to it in a court under oath. And if Daniel Sheehan lies, there are big bad consequences for anybody in his position.
Oh my God.
He would never do such a thing. So that's why it's extraordinary with what he came out with.
Perfect. Oh, that's exactly why it's important, because he really is like the glue for all these people. Like, he's keeping this whole thing together by making them stay afloat and not make them scared and protecting them. So he knows all this stuff. If he lies, how can anybody trust him again? He's taking the biggest gamble out of anybody right now. Very good point.
All of his previous cases could be re-adjudicated.
Yes.
All of that.
Yes. Oh, right. Yeah, all of it. That's crazy. I didn't think of that. Daniel Sheehan's the man. He really is on top of it. So I want to ask you, it's a little off topic. So does anybody know, and this could be for anybody, I'll ask Dorothy first. If anybody can help, let me know. So Luna saw some bodies the other day. Was it these bodies she saw? Do you know? I don't know.
I don't know which bodies she saw. She certainly went tight-lipped about it. Oh, I can't comment on that, But when someone says something like that, it just leads us all along deeper down the rabbit hole because, okay, you can't tell us what you saw. So what you saw must have been fairly extraordinary. We want to know.
I can't wait someday, man. I hope we find out. God, this is getting exciting.
This year, this is my prediction. This year is the bodies. This year and last year. We will find out this year.
Okay. We'll find out. You said what will we find out? Just the bodies?
About the races that are visiting us, yeah. About these races, so these two different apparently mummies are different from the other twos because it's a different race. So this is where we're going to start introducing different races because we can't get nothing alive on the planet. They're not going to show something alive. It will be such a culture shock. Even though I think I'm ready mentally, it would be a shock because it would open up cans of worms, man. Many.
I would cry, man. I would be so happy. I would cry and cry and cry. It'd be so much fun. That's true. Hey, us Italian men, a little emotional, I'm already welling up. Just think, Moonlight, how you doing?
Doing good
to see you.
I'm touched.
Turn my frown upside down. Would you do that for me? Tell me something good.
I wish I had something good, Rich. I wish.
I'm glad you're here. Thank you for the super chat as well and all the support. But what are you thinking about now? I want to know.
I'm thinking this is just a new heap of garbage, man.
How can you say that?
This is just the latest
grift
coming down the road. Yeah, grift. That's such an excellent word, Rich. Such an excellent. I'm glad you brought that to the zeitgeist of our community.
I think I saw a post from you today with similar words.
You might have.
Hey man, why do you think it's a grift? Because let me ask you this: what do you make of those X-rays? They're layered. You can't fake that layering. And if this was bodies put together from different pieces and all that, we would see the imperfections. I think we would. And the way that the dirt's caked in on it and everything. I mean, explain that.
Da Vinci did it on a microscopic level in the 15th century with the shroud.
I don't get it. How?
Well, he did it with such micro layers and with organic photographic with things like egg yolks and things like of that type of things, and with pollen and with just little tricks of the trade that he learned by making paints and everything else way back then. And things changed by light and how they set by how they bake in the sunlight and how things change whenever they're exposed to bright light real quickly and overheat in time and everything else. He was able to do that stuff on a microscopic level back in the 15th century. So when we start doing things and fiddle around with X-rays and with MRIs and everything else, they're all scans. Everything that you see that's done with scans, that's done with imagery, it's done with waves. Light is a wave. And yes, light's a particle also. But when you manipulate waves and you do refractions and reflections and you do blocking and you do burning and everything else, it all becomes the same thing when you start doing it with these type of imagery. Okay, it's just you're just manipulating. You're just manipulating waves in a different way, a different fashion. You're just doing it in a different bandwidth. That's all you're doing. And so you start building things up and finding out what will pass through different mediums. And you just start building things that have different results by the different types of scans you're going to be using. It's all.
I'm really not following what you're saying. Are you saying that they made these purposefully thinking they're going to have to scan them so they knew what they were doing when they made them to hide all the imperfections?
Yeah, well, I don't give them that much credit. I just look at it whenever you start scanning something under a different bandwidth, you start getting different results. And you start when you start seeing things, then you start associating with, wow, they must have been brilliant to get this effect. But no, this is just the effect it's given off once it's scanned under this bandwidth.
I understand what you're saying, but
get that effect, you start saying, wow, look, you're getting this effect. You can only get this effect when this happens. Well, this happened because they layered in this and they layered in that, and this has a translucent value when it's done by this bandwidth, and when it's done by this bandwidth of the scan, it gives off an opaque effect that has this viewing and stuff like that.
Yeah, we get it.
And then when you do an MRI, you get this effect.
Yeah, we get it.
And all this stuff, and it's just like whenever you're a kid and you start doing paper mache, and then you go ahead and you start putting paint on top of it.
Right, I understand what you're saying, but that doesn't mean these are fake, because the same things, the same effects, the same filters that are being used on people and animals and everything else is also being used on these. And they're saying it looks legit, like these are really one skeleton, not pieces put together. So how are you saying that just putting filters on is proving they're hiding the changes and the pieces?
I'm not saying they're putting filters on anything. I'm saying that they're building up layers, and I'm taking into consideration that they may be using live organic mediums, and then going through the process that they might have been mummified at one point. These could have been parts of organic materials. These are.
Oh, wait. Are you saying that these could have been recorded on another animal at another time when it was alive?
No, I'm just saying it could have been an animal that is part of the mummy.
Oh, huh?
I'm not making a decision about how they built it or created things.
Okay.
Going into that, I'm not trying to disprove that this was, a cougar or a badger or whatever like that, or it was this animal at this stage or what like that. Only thing I'm saying is what the results of these scans that they're getting, we're not getting enough information about how the scans are done, at what levels, and this, that, and the other thing, comparatively to what if they did it on this particular animal at this strength, at this angle, and we're not comparing it to what might be, so we can make a scientific decision. Okay.
Yeah.
We're just doing scans and giving some results and saying, look at this. Wow, look at this. We're not having anything compared to, just the same as when we're looking at those videos that were released by the government through those guys to the stars. They're not giving us anything to really compare to, so we cannot make a scientific determination of anything.
Because there's nothing to compare it to, right? Yeah, right. That's true.
It's just some pretty lights up in this video in the sky. It might as well be a dot.
Okay, well that's a good point you're making now. That's good. Yeah, we have nothing really to compare the aliens to, but that's what makes them special, right, guys? I mean,
and like I said, I don't see them presenting any evidence to me that's of real evidence. There's nothing for me to examine in these things. Mm-hmm. You're not giving me anything to really go on for me to make a scientific determination or for me to make any kind of proof to go for anything. And the only thing I can do is, if I want to look at something, if I want to look at a couple clips of something from what they put out there, I can go ahead and shoot it down if I want to, or show you something that does not look real.
Right.
Okay? but I cannot show you something that looks real.
I hear you. So what would that look like to you then?
Well, see, that's the whole problem. I can't scientifically try to prove their stuff, okay? There's nothing I can do to really try to support them because I can't scientifically reproduce their stuff.
All right, let me ask you this then. And this, I know Dorothy, you want to add something?
Well, it's another little bit of evidence on why not having coordinated research groups across the world and coordinated standards for the research being done is such a bad thing. As Moonlight was just saying, we don't have access to their processes and the way they did their research. We're not certain that they're doing their research in the same strict way that we are doing our research, nor do I know that we are coordinated with any other country in the world in the way we do our research versus any other country. That's all I'm saying.
100%.
And another thing, I mean, like for me, one of the first things I would want to do would be start doing a core sample, just like they do when they drill down in the earth through the ice or through the ground or whatever it might be. I would want to do a core sample through the radius and different directions through the mummy, and then do what I can to test the material to make sure it all has the same DNA. Make sure it's all from the same family of particles and stuff like that. Make sure it's all from the same family of stuff. Okay. Make sure we don't have metals in there and then turn back around and then you have styrofoam in there somewhere or plaster or some other stuff like that. I want to make sure it's all organics and it's all from the same family that could have been grown organically. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's the basic stuff. That's real quick things. You don't have to go through 6 months of DNA testing to try to find stuff. You can just find out if it's all organic and it's all from the same chain of family links. Okay.
Yeah.
That's quick stuff. That's easy stuff. You can probably have a 9th grade science class do that. Give them the core samples and they can probably figure out what the stuff is.
So no American scientist has looked at any of these yet? Right? Nobody? Because I don't know anybody.
I don't think they have. And I want to add something to that too. Why they haven't?
Yeah. Well, why? I don't know. That's what I've been wondering. Why haven't they?
One reason why is because we are different countries all around the world. We're not united as one. Everybody has their own opinion. Everyone has their own agenda. So when you're a country or somebody that's bringing this out, who are you going to trust? Who are you going to trust the narrative? So if you're just telling people, yeah, we got alien bodies. Well, America is going to do something different. It's not going to be about the alien bodies. It's going to be a threat narrative. Jaime does not talk about the threat, but America will. Canada might.
Afraid. Yeah, they're afraid of that, and that
the
Americans. Pardon?
They'll lose them. They'll lose the mummies. Jaime will lose the mummies.
Why do you think they didn't take them with them to L.A. when they just did this thing? They left them home. They're not stupid.
That's right. No.
Yeah.
Right.
But Jaime knows that the American government would make them look stupid by saying these aren't
for
real.
Sure. Well, they'll redact it, right? They will. They'll just say, "No, we did our test. They're wrong. This is the evidence." Well, you know what?
Right.
Let me see how you got that evidence. They would just be like another Jaime that Moonlit is frustrated with, but he'd be okay with the Biden saying it, just not Jaime. Right? This is what I'm saying, right? So that's all it is. So who you trust? Who do you trust? So my thing is, who does Mexico trust? Maybe we should go into those countries and check out their media and see if they talk about it.
Right.
Are they release it to these other countries? I know it's not going to go to America. I know it won't go to Canada. I just know it.
The Germans always tell the truth.
I'm just saying, keep an eye out. We should keep an eye out with these other countries because right now, I don't know if I can say it on YouTube or if I can say it on here, but America is losing its world power. Russia and China are, and they're scared. Freaking right, they're scared because they don't know what the new world power is going to be like, right? And so being the world power for so long, it's scary. Freaking right, it's scary.
So speaking of the government then, staying in the vein of that, Kirkpatrick lying the way he did, why do you think, Dorothy, I want to go to you first. Why do you think he did that?
Possibly because he was kind of shell-shocked by the intensity of the questions coming his way. I have no idea. It could be, I don't know why the man couldn't say, we haven't had enough time, money, or personnel to study the entirety of the history of what we've been tasked to cover here. We need more time, more people, and more money. I mean, maybe he said it obliquely, but he never said it directly, and that would have been at least an honest response.
Darn it, man. He just created this wave of uncertainty, and I think he did it on purpose, like I said earlier. I think he was just giving everybody the finger because they wanted it done that way and hit the way they wanted it. And I just think he was just being pressured, like you said, got sick of it, and just said, you know what, I'm not going to kill myself. If it's not in, it's not in. And that's probably, but then to say there was nothing leading up, nothing to show there was any evidence of this, that, and the other, when we know for a fact he was given that information. Sheehan just called him out on it. So why lie? It's amazing to me. Did he have a brain fart and he didn't mean to lie?
Maybe they all think that they're under that special memo 618 from the Good Fight, you know, where nobody can touch them. Not even the legal system.
Yeah, they're sovereign citizens. It's true, pretty much. Guys, anybody want to add to that? Why Kirkpatrick would lie?
It used to be fashionable, and it used to make America look strong and have that allure that they could do that flip side back and forth and make them look even stronger. And they're able to, the government is able to hide any secret it wants to hide. And by lying about it back and forth like that, it gives them more mystique and it gives them more power. But now, because of what's transacted over the last 2 decades, it has made America weaker. It has made them look bad internationally. And it has just made our credibility go down the tubes. And that is why we're losing power as a nation, because our credibility has been called into check.
Oh, 100%.
And that is why we are losing power across the world, is we are losing power with our street cred. We have no credibility as in protecting our informants. We have no credibility as in protecting our other governments and our allies. We have no protection to help people like we did in, how we dumped people in Saigon, how we dumped them in Iran, Afghanistan, anywhere.
Yep.
And now the world is onto us, and they've seen through the veil.
Oh, yeah.
So that is how we've lost power. We haven't lost power through our military or through our innovations. We haven't lost power through our economics. The way we've lost power is through our credibility. And that is how we have become weak.
I want to play this clip since we were talking, and I'll get to Sacred Teachings who just jumped in here. I want to play this clip. It's one of the doctors or scientists talking about the bodies. I don't know how good the clip is because you know how that lady talks over. It was just terrible. So let's see if we can make sense of this for a second. And go. We'll get to Sacred Teachings right after this.
O de inscripción.
That
Todo
is
esto
something
queda sustentado
like
mediante la
for
solicitud reiterada en pruebas
decoration.
documentales
So
al gobierno
something
del
that
Perú
we
para que
should
se reconozcan
consider
y se estudien estos cuerpos tridáctilos. El gobierno de
is
Perú
to recognize
contestó
and
a través
study
de su
these
ministerio público en
tridactyl
su
bodies
unidad de
in the
biología
public
molecular y
ministry of
genética que se tratan de secuencias
the Republic of Peru,
nucleótidas de 3 ADNs. Aquí
that they
reconoce
have
la
3 DNAs and they can
organicidad y biología
recognize.
They have 3 DNAs, Moon? What does that mean? 3 DNAs. I'd never heard of that before. 3 different species?
Well, that would say that if they had 3 different DNA tests, or if they have 3 different DNA results.
That's not what it said. She said 3 different DNAs. Listen. Maybe it got lost in translation, but here.
De 3 ADNs. Aquí
They
reconoce
have 3 DNAs and they can recognize
de estos
They have 3 DNAs.
de ADN.
of this
Además,
3,
señalan que para ellos no
and they
es
are also
posible
mentioning
pronunciarse
that
al
it is not
respecto,
possible
puesto que es un
to say
ADN
anything
no
about this
humano.
because it's an
Esto es relevante
DNA that
porque
it
ellos
is
están
not
aceptando
human.
que
This is
estamos
relevant
hablando de un
because they're
ADN
accepting
completamente
that we're
distinto al
speaking
del
about
ser
a
humano.
completely
De la misma
different
forma, nos recomiendan hacer estudios
person.
con
They are also
especialistas de otros
recognizing to
organismos
check this with
vivos,
specialists about
reconociendo
other
y dando
types
por
of
sentado
specimens or
que
organisms,
estamos hablando
To check
de
these-
organismos
that they
que en
are
su
different.
momento
We're
tuvieron
speaking
vida.
To check these against other animals and stuff like that, she just said. So we're almost done.
about
Y que no
organisms
son
that at a certain
muñecos
moment
o artesanías
are
fabricadas.
considered something that
Por lo
is not
tanto,
handcrafted
mis
or dolls.
conclusiones son, y las ratifico.
So
Why? I want to know why. Show me why.
my
Primero,
conclusions and something that I would like
nos
to say that
encontramos
first
ante
of all,
cuerpos
we can
100%
find
reales,
bodies that are
orgánicos,
100% real,
funcionales,
organic,
con una estructura
functional, with
esquelética
a
armónica, orgánica
skull
y
structure,
funcional, que en su
harmonic,
momento tuvieron vida y
functional,
que algunos fueron adultos en
and that
etapa de
some
reproducción
were
activa. También
adults in
quiero
their
señalar como segunda
reproductive
conclusión que estamos
stage. As a
ante la
second
posibilidad de
conclusion, we
reconocer
can see the
que estamos
possibility of recognizing
analizando
that we are
especies no
analyzing
descritas
species
en el
that
árbol
are not
taxonómico
described
darwiniano,
in
de
the
las cuales
taxonomic
se tendría que
tree
estudiar y
of
determinar su
specimens that
filogenia
we should
de
study
ascendencia o de descendencia. Tercero y por
the
último,
ascendants or
si
descendants
no
or
es
inheritance.
posible
Third,
señalar
if it's not
esta
possible
correlación
to
en la
mention the
evolución de las especies,
the
entonces
relationship
tenemos la
of the
oportunidad de
species, then
aceptar
we
y de
have the
reconocer.
opportunity.
All right. So, what do you want to say? Anyone?
There-
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm no, you're good. I'm just saying they're saying that there's some sort of a hybrid or multi-hybrid, multi-species.
Oh, got it.
So, and when they're saying that, it's like they're almost like they're melding or
Yeah.
with other species on contact, or they're taking them and they were created, well, like we want to say with Earthlings, and maybe the Anunnaki.
Goes along with the ancient astronauts theory.
Yeah, well, their theory and a lot of others, but yeah.
So
Yeah.
I want.
Also goes along with the biblical recounts of
The Garden of Eden, if you take it,
coming down onto the children of men. They found the women beautiful and made babies with them, etc., etc. So and
just crossbreeding, yeah.
right, so it's told in ancient tales that they messed around with the indigenous populations and created different things. And I'm wondering if these mummies might have been part of those kinds of projects way in the deep past.
Absolutely. And Sacred Teachings popped in, so I want to say welcome and wanted to ask, what is on your mind, Sacred Teachings?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Yeah, I mean, just listening, and I mean, it sounds interesting. The bodies, I think, like the new ones don't really look special or anything like that. They kind of look faker than the original ones, I think.
More dollish, right?
Yeah. Like the one where it was laying flat out, it was kind of had like a gray color to it. It kind of looked a little more convincing, I guess, than this one. I mean, the nose, the part that Neil deGrasse made about the nose being there was, to me, made me think it was fake when it had the nose still there. That was kind of odd. But I mean, they should just send these things. I mean, I'm tired of hearing the Mexican guys talk about it. I don't really find it credible. No offense. It's not about their race. It's just about the country and just, the environment there. It's a pretty corrupt country. So I'd rather bring it over here to America, where scientists aren't trying to, they're not, I mean, they can be paid off here, but they're not trying to build tourist site for their country. They're not trying to do all that. They have no bias. They probably do have a bias. They probably think it's bullshit, but they're more straightforward when it comes to their research, and they'll probably take their bias and beliefs out the way and just really do the science. I want to see. I mean, I like to give it to Gary Nolan or give it to Avi Loeb, give it to one of them, since it seems like they already have a relationship with them. So
Yeah.
give it to them. So let them try.
They trust them at least, maybe, right? That's a good point. I would like to see those guys do it too. I don't, even though I don't see eye to eye, but they're smart guys, and Gary knows his shit.
Yeah, I'd say give it to Gary or Avi Loeb, and let them give it.
God, that'd be so.
Bob Marley's funny. Yeah, I'm pretty fed up, man. I mean,
well, they could send pieces to Sweden or Italy or somewhere else. It doesn't have to just be the U.S. Leave us out if you don't trust us, right? They can go many other places. So it's weird that it just hasn't left Mexico yet. That's why I'm scared. And this has been going on for 5 years.
Exactly. It's been so long. Like get the test out, start testing, start doing something. He just keeps on having more of these conferences of these new bodies, and just no research going on. There's research going on, but it's not leaving Mexico.
Yesterday, somebody said in chat, Jaime is the guy who's crying wolf. Because eventually what's going to happen is going to bring out all these bodies, and then nobody's going to care anymore because we don't know anything about them still.
Right.
It's like, when are you going to show us the goods? Okay, we see the different bodies, but we want to see the technology, really. That's what I'm interested in. Something, anything. Doesn't have to be flying cars. But, anyway, so that's where we're at with the aliens. And everybody kind of feels the same way. They want to see other scientists get involved other than Mexico.
It's the only way we're going to have any definitive proofs coming forward, I think, is to have coalitions of science people.
That's one thing Jaime cried about before he hung up the mic yesterday. The last thing he said, or the girl, I'm sorry, that girl, she said, we need to get everybody involved, but they're not getting people involved. Metalhead, welcome to the show. What do you got to say?
How you doing?
Good, man. You?
I'm all right, man. I'm doing well.
So what's on your mind, my friend?
Well, we're talking about these bodies that we know really nothing about until we can touch them. But do you guys remember a few years ago, is anybody familiar with L.A. Marzulli? No?
No, I'm sorry, I'm not. What about
Brian? Somebody. He's down in Peru. They have the Peru skulls. These are elongated skulls.
Oh, he's the one with the skulls. Okay.
Right. And they did a whole press conference that got zero media. But these things are real. And they come from ancient times, and it's actually bone. It's not this stone-looking thing like these bodies. So, but it makes me wonder, on the other hand, could these bodies be real? Because I think of those skulls.
Right. And those skulls are real.
They're absolutely real. They've been proven.
Yep. And nobody cared about them.
And nobody gave two poops about it.
Because they're real. Yeah, you're right. That's right. Right. I forgot about that. Didn't that have to do with Brian, what's his name?
Yeah, I forgot that. The deal with the gray hair. He's been devoted his life in Peru. He's an archaeologist, and he's also into the mega structures.
Yes,
that he believes the Giants belt back in the day.
Yeah, I did an interview with him. I can't remember his name.
That's right, you did, and I saw that one.
Yeah, I'm going to get him back on. Yeah, it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then during the interview, we had a thunderstorm and we got cut off, and I couldn't get him back on.
Yeah,
the lights didn't come back on, so we said we'll do it again. But
so, I mean, there's so many different angles to consider.
Oh,
I know Jaime, dude. I've been watching Jaime on TV since he started coming on American TV, way back,
about 95-ish.
Right, exactly. And even from the gate, I thought they were fake. Coming from him, he was a hard guy to believe.
I know.
But then it's almost like the guy who cried wolf. What if these bodies are real? They found them, and it is what it is. You know?
He is such a nice guy. I haven't met very many people like him.
Yeah.
He really is. I think Jaime does care, but
I think he's with good intention. I really do.
Yeah. And he listens to what everybody tells him. And over the years, he gathered his own intelligence along the way. He really believes in this. I do. I do think he believes these are real. So far, I'm still up in the air because I look at those x-rays and those scans that they did, and that's selling it for me so far.
I know look at my previous life. I was a microbiologist, so I know a lot of anatomy, and nothing matches up. You know, even a basic, you could take one anatomy class and you'll know it's just, there's so many things wrong with it.
Well, the head, the eyes and nose and ears and mouth.
Yeah, everything.
Similar.
Yeah, the wrist is messed up. The wrist is like backwards.
Yeah.
Oh, it is? Oh, I didn't know that.
They're saying the thing probably couldn't even walk properly. The thing would like walk really odd.
Oh, really?
And like,
yeah, I mean,
Oh,
the
okay.
thing why I find it interesting though is that they did, according to the Mexican scans, when they X-rayed it, it does have a body. They're saying it does have ribs, a skull,
Oh, yeah.
and eggs in it. I wonder how
They're showing ribs, yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm interested on how he got the eggs inside of the body without any kind of like cuts or anything like that. That's what I'm kind of interested in. That's a really good fake if it, you know what I mean? Look at that. You said there's no cuts in the body. It's a full
Oh, really?
corpse. Yeah. I mean,
See, that's interesting too.
Yeah, they said it's a full corpse. I mean, I don't know how you would have done that, but I think this guy's really talented if it's a fake, but
Okay, so you're thinking of making a fake dummy for Jaime Maussan. Why would you ever think of putting eggs in it? Right? I mean, so it's so silly. It's got to be real.
Well, they put boobs on that Bigfoot from that
yeah.
67 film, you know.
Yes, they did.
Well,
I mean, in the eggs,
they've done DNA on Bigfoot.
Eggs, there's
Right, no
organic, bodies in those eggs. I mean, that's
right
as well. So I mean,
that's right. They said there was an embryo right in here in these.
Right, there's embryos inside.
Yeah, they
Dude,
did say that. Yeah.
Oh
Those
my
are
God,
3 eggs.
that's insane. How
Those
do you fake
didn't
that?
look like Idaho potatoes, though.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
How do you fake that? You know
They
what
look
I mean?
like rocks to me.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do, but
Now they've got that fluid that they put mummified bodies in, so they can get tattoos and stuff off the skin.
oh, okay.
Really?
I didn't know that.
Try doing anything like that with these mummies?
I'm not sure. I didn't hear about it.
Because they rejuvenate the skin and some of the organs and all that stuff.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh.
That's what I mean. There's so much left that they haven't even scratched the surface with these things.
See,
I'll
look
say
at
no
the
on that.
layers.
I'll
Look at
say
the
no on that
layers.
because they said it was it was stripped of all moisture.
That's what the
that's
fluid
what they said.
does.
Yeah.
It restores viscosity or whatever, not viscosity, but it restores fluid to the cells and everything. And
I heard
this stuff.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't know what that stuff is either, but yeah, it kind of makes it look fresh.
Yeah, it gives the goo back to mummies and stuff.
Yeah, that's cool. So you can read
interesting.
tattoos. Yeah, that's right.
Interesting.
I wonder where I heard that.
I mean, it's not like they just have the one and they're afraid of destroying it. They've got enough of them now that they can, take one of them, cut it up, and start, messing with it. It might be sacrilegious to a point, but let's play with the thing and see what we get.
Okay, so go ahead. Somebody's got background music on or speaking.
And there was something I wanted to bring up a little bit ago. We were talking about Avi Loeb. I never really did care so much for the guy.
Ugh.
But they did an interview on Soul, SOL Foundation, not too long ago, and I watched the whole interview, and it was I got a lot more respect for Avi now than I did before.
I'll have to watch it. Yeah, he's a good speaker. He's smart, but he's a little gullible too.
Yep.
So,
And a lot came out about his background, and he gave a lot more about his research and stuff. And I really got into a lot more. I understood a lot more about him now. So if you do get a chance, check it out. It's the SOS Foundation.
Yeah, I will. Thank you. Thanks for that, and everybody else. I want to play this clip because today is the anniversary for the Phoenix Lights, and I want to ask your guys' opinion on it after this clip. No, not that one, Rich. No, there we go.
But you guys saw a UFO, true?
Oh, you're talking about, yeah. Yeah, it is
in
true.
A plane, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Goldie had an experience. She wrote about it in her book. But anyway, so she's not just a firm believer. She had an experience. So one time, Oliver, I was flying. It was in a time where I was kind of like I just a couple of years earlier learned to fly. So I was still in a period in my life where any excuse to fly would do. He wanted to go to Phoenix to see a friend, and I said, "Sure, I'll fly."
Oh, really? Okay.
So we flew to.
My dad
Phoenix.
wouldn't drive me to the mall, by the way.
Right over the airport, and I'm looking at them as I'm coming in. I'm, on the horn talking to them, and I'm coming in, and I'm not saying anything about it because I'm kind of confused by it. But I can't tell if this is going to be an issue or not with landing. And Oliver said, "Hey, Pa, what are those lights?" And I said, "Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they are." And so anyway, I called up the tower and I said, "What are you guys painting tonight over the airport?" And they said, "We're not showing anything. What are you seeing?" I said, "Well, there's 6 lights in a row." And they said, "Do you want to report this?" And I said, "Look, I can't identify it. It's flying and it's 6 objects. So that's what it is, right?" So we landed. I dropped him off, flew home. Years later, I come home and Goldie's watching this show on UFOs. And the most reported one of all time was this one in Phoenix. And I'm watching, I start to see this show and I said, "Wait a minute. That's the night Ollie and I were landing in Phoenix. I remember that." And I said, "Wait a minute, I've got it in my logbook." So I went to my logbook and I didn't mention anything about the reporting the UFO, but my flight was logged. So I said, "Yeah," and on the show they talked about 20,000 people reporting it and only one general aviation pilot. And I said, that's me. Right? So the weirdest part of that to me, though, was I'd never thought about it from the time I landed until I saw that TV show. And when I saw Oliver the next day, he hadn't either.
Really?
I thought that was kind of bizarre.
That's when you know you have an interesting life, when you go like, "Yeah, UFO."
Yeah. So that was Kurt Russell seeing the UFOs at 8:25 p.m., which was hours before, or an hour and a half before, the 10 o'clock sighting that you all saw that were actual flares from the Maryland bombing group. Anybody want to chime in on that?
The fact that he didn't think about it until he saw that whole thing, that show, tells me it's very much his genuine experience. It's similar to my own sighting, where I didn't think much of it when it happened in '97 until I saw an artwork that was the same craft I had seen in 2001. So I reported it then. It reminds me of that kind of thing where it's like you didn't even think about it at the time it happened, but something else happens into the future and all of a sudden it hits you. It's like, oh my God. Oh, yeah. That was really something.
Yeah. And, he's probably at that time, he was very popular in the 90s, of course, but in the 80s. But he was probably so busy, didn't hear anything about it, and just went about his life. And meanwhile, 100,000 people in Arizona were all about it. It's crazy. But it really happened. And the reason why that time frame is special, because there were 2 events. There was the real event that happened at 8:15 to 8:30 that everybody saw the UFO flying over Phoenix, 1 to 2 mile wide craft. And the 10 o'clock event, which is the video everybody saw. It's funny, when it really happened, people couldn't get it on video because it happened so quickly, nobody could react. And back then, 1997, not everybody had a phone. that had a camera, and not every camera was a phone. So it was just weird how that 10 o'clock one was able to catch the attention of the world, because it looked similar to what everybody saw. That's what's weird. It looked very similar to the actual UFO. So, very fun, memorable day in history. What was the next big event? After the Phoenix Lights, I think the next thing was the Chicago O'Hare incident.
Yeah.
In 06, 05-ish.
Yeah, that came pretty close to it. But the one thing that you hit on, though, was how fast the military reproduced that with the flares to make it look like the event had just happened.
Well, check this out. Nobody knew about that. 3 months later is when they realized they were flares. See, it would happen during a news event. Like, people were out on the street doing an event, and all of a sudden the cameraman goes, "Hey, look at that behind you." And she goes, "That kind of looked like what people said they saw, the Phoenix Lights." And that's how the flare theory became very popular. And that's when everybody started calling those lights flares from here on out, because of what Phoenix did when they were recording a news event. They saw flares in the distance, compared it to the UFOs, and then they went on the news later on and said, "Remember those lights 3 months ago on March 13th? Well, take a look at this. This is flares being dropped by the Barry Goldwater Range, 30 miles southwest of Phoenix. This is probably what people saw."
But the representatives and everybody from the Air Force Base lied about having any maneuvers that night.
I know. Yeah,
When
there
they
were
called.
there were two F-14s were called and did leave Luke Air Force Base at 8:20. There's documentation of it and everything.
Yeah, and see that's the whole thing is not only did the government do a cover up and did they do a copy, an imitation of what was going on, but then they lied about it right away, and they continued to cover it up.
I mean, to me, I feel like Phoenix Lights could have just been some type of psyop. To me, if anything,
for sure.
Yeah, could have been like a huge ARV. They just wanted to put over the sky because you got to really look up. A lot of people don't do this, but just anybody just look up what counterintelligence is and look up what psyops is. They literally they literally tell you straight up in the videos. And these are like videos on their YouTube channel. They'll say we conduct operations, whether it's to sway politicians, whether it's to sway the perception of the people, whether it's to put things in the media to sway certain views and opinions. It's true. They do it, and they'll tell you they do it on their YouTube channel if you just look up psychological operation.
So, oh God, I forgot what I was going to say.
Well, while you're thinking about that, before that time, I'm originally from northeastern Ohio, Warren, Ohio. It's near Akron, Youngstown, Ohio, that area. A couple guys in this area had engineered out a large, lighter than aircraft, and they got a patent approved, and they sold it to the Department of Defense. Before that happened out there in Phoenix.
Yeah, it was. It uses the electromagnetic waves of the Earth, I think.
Yeah, it was. It was a. I don't want to get into the specifics of it, but it was a large triangular shaped.
Yeah, but it was only 300 feet, though.
Yeah, but the thing is, you get something like that was several years earlier. Okay, and they had a patent on it and everything. Yeah. You take that in and put it in the research, and they can make it into something much different.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay. Right. And they can improve on it and, change whatever they want to change. But to me, the way that thing moved, moved slowly or whatever, it could have been something like that, or it could have been something alien off world or whatever like that. It doesn't make any difference, but they do this kind of stuff and then they keep denying it and then they keep lying about it. Not only, it's just so much garbage in, so much garbage out from them. Okay. And that's where they lose so much credibility. And then one day they say, oh, we're going to tell you the truth about it. What does it matter what you're going to tell us?
Well, the one thing about the Phoenix Lights, why I don't think it's a psyop, because a lot of people don't know this, but on where the Phoenix Lights flew over, underneath it, along the 51 is what the freeway, it's now called Piestewa Peak. It's the 51 freeway. It flew right over that. The 51 splits Phoenix in half from west side to east side, from the streets to the avenues. It went right down this. Now, on either side of the freeway, on the walls, there was a message that the artwork was put out by the Hopi Indians, and it said, "Welcome, Star People." And it gave them a directional way to go fly and where to go. And that's exactly what people think was happening. Now, check this out. 10 years later, all those messages and all the artwork has been removed. Why? I mean, we're talking 5-foot tall pots and statues of Kokopelli and things like that. They removed it all. And nobody knows why. Nobody even mentioned it. But it was very expensive to do and made the freeway look beautiful. But nobody knew that there was a message that said, "Welcome, Star People," followed, whatever direction. So it's weird. And they showed up.
But isn't it amazing how fast they can tamp down a story in the press?
Yes.
You can literally see it. They can put it on the news, and then it will never be spoken about again in a newspaper or on a TV channel. But then again, you have a little story that'll be run in one newspaper, and it'll be shot all across the United States on every local station.
Yeah.
And
it's all
it
scripted.
has nothing to do with nothing.
Nope. And the way this moved, the reason why I think it's real and not this object that was made by man, because all the witnesses said the same thing. It was going at a walking pace with the wings outward, like just very wide. And when it wanted to go faster, the wings came in and it darted. And then it would slow down and open the wings. So very, very strange. Yes, I don't think that's impossible for us to create. But as fast as they said it moved without any noise, and the lights that they saw, they said it looked like it was part of the ship. They were swirling lights in these canisters. And they just said it was just very strange. And everybody was mesmerized by it. It blocked out the sun. Well, the stars at night. And it blocked out the stars too. So it's very interesting, historic sighting. And I think it's real. Anyway, that's it for tonight. Let's get the heck out of here. I want to thank you all for hanging out. I'm so glad you guys chimed in. It was fast, fun, and furious. I didn't think we needed more than an hour because, aliens.
Thanks, Rich.
All right. Hey, so Moonlit, thank you very much for coming on. And everybody can find you on X, right? Under Moonlit.
Definitely.
Dorothy's on X as dit.55. Anywhere else, Dorothy?
Well, you can find me on Facebook sometimes, not usually. And somehow I have a presence on Instagram and TikTok, but I never go there.
I understand. Okay. Well, thank you for coming on. Always. And Sacred Teachings, thank you too. It was fun. It was a good hour. I appreciate this. Yeah, thank you. And do you care where people can find you or?
Yeah, I mean, I'm right here on YouTube. You just type in Sacred Teachings and, I just talk about, spiritual topics. But I did wanted to mention one thing about the Nazca area. I think maybe, the Nazca lines are possibly just a theory. It could maybe be, an old crop circle. But as far as seeing those lines, the only way you could really see those lines would be if you're in a plane or, you're in a plane or something like that flying over, or, if you were to be either remote viewing or out of your body. So I think it's either something like that. It was either, I mean, if it wasn't if extraterrestrials, visited, then I would say one theory would be like it would be some type of crop circle, or it's some type of an initiation thing to where it's for like the initiates, and to really know if you pass the test, you would have to essentially travel out of your body to see the images that they put in the ground. So
nope,
just a thought.
One only knows, right? I know. Well, Thank you for coming on. And Metalhead, anybody, where do you want them to find you if need be?
I do upload occasionally. I'm going to upload some more of my dot videos on an infrared camera, and it's on my name, Metalhead.
Okay.
And I'm on weed on a daily basis.
All right. Okay. Well, good to know. GTK, right?
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, all right, man.
No, I
Thank you.
appreciate it. Yeah, it's always a pleasure. And Wilka! Hello, buddy. Where can everybody find you, my good friend? Oh, look, it's me. Is that me?
Is that me?
I'm from the future. I'm in the future. We should do something like that. Your voice is different.
Right?
We'll talk. Thank you for coming on. Where can everybody find you, Wilka?
You can find YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter. Or on X. Sorry, I keep saying Twitter, but yeah.
I like Twitter, yeah.
Yeah. So, if they've watched my videos, I do videos when I can on my spare time, and just add a little bit of humor to the seriousness of ufology. So, if you need a laugh, go check her out.
And you do that.
I try sometimes.
You do
I piss people off too, right, Rich? Hey,
in a good way, though. They're happy. They like it.
I know.
All right. Thank you, everybody. And I'm going to go to solo screen. Have a good night. And that's it. I want to say thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. It was fun. We'll be back tomorrow night with Amityville. Was it a hoax? You betcha. But why? How? Why? How? Tomorrow night, we'll do that at 7 p.m. And then after that, the next night, what are we doing? Oh, yeah, they have to use the threat, the government and its own threat. They can't do any. No. All right. Anyway, that'll be it for tonight. We'll be back mañana, 7 p.m. Eastern, and get ready for changes to goof on. I'm thinking about starting at 5 instead of 7. Just 2-hour difference. Not 3 o'clock, 5. All right. So thank you for hanging out. Moderators, super chatters, you guys are the best, keeping this shindig afloat. And the newcomers, don't forget to subscribe. And we got a poll. Let's finish the poll. How many people? 140. We did it. That's good for me. 141 votes, and it's exactly 70-30. Do you believe the alien mummies shown yesterday are aliens from another world? 70% said no, 30% said yes, at 141 votes. You goofonians. That really felt good to see all those votes. Now, subscribe to the channel, brother, and have a nice night. Wait, hold on. Oh, good night to you, Sacred Teachings. Good night to you, Will. How are you still in here? How's he still in here? All right, that's it. And what else did we do? We do Truthology for you. Truthology for ufology for you and me. But mainly you. I'm Rich Giordano for Goof On. Have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget Alien Girl, 7 a.m. The AG111 Nikki Starchild Show. The morning, the coffee, the UFOs. It's never enough. Alien bless.